hi, this is Dylon, and it's September 30th, 2020. I'm taking a walk here on the Noble Nature Trail along the East Bluff because I wanted to talk a little bit about my cancer journey. I realized that it's been about a year since I was admitted to Health Sciences North. The anniversary was actually September 25th. I wanted to do something then, but you know, life gets in the way, so I'm 5 days late. But it's been a year since I started my journey. As you can see, my beard's been growing back in since I cut it because the chemo was causing all of my hair to fall out. Suppose that I actually haven't done an update since the start of summer. So the first thing that happened was that I had 2 meetings with my oncologists, both of whom are in Sudbury, one for chemo, one for radiation, at the start of July. And they were both teleconferences, and we just sort of covered my progress so far, and they both said that everything really sounded great to them. So basically I got 6 months from that point until I have another scan and another telemedicine, at the start of January to talk about where I've been, what I'm doing, and how things are progressing. I gotta say that in the last few weeks I've noticed that my lungs have been very sensitive. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that I started doing some physio on, I don't know the exact date. It was sometime at the end of August that I started doing physio with the nice folks in Shageen. Basically because I have to rebuild every muscle in my body that got worn down when I wasn't doing anything during the chemo, and also was beat up because the type of chemo that I took was very damaging to cells. So at this point, I'm basically working to recover all the strength that I lost during my treatment. And also the radiation, which at the time didn't have a lot of effect besides losing a patch of hair on my chest to the radiation, but didn't really have much else in terms of side effects. I was a little tired, that's because I was also driving over to Sudbury every day. But since then, I've noticed that my lungs have been really sensitive, especially in that sort of central mediastinal area where my tumor was. And it kind of concerns me because like the last thing I want to be doing is going back for more treatments or find out that my tumor is growing again. But at the same time, there's a certain amount of damage that's caused by the radiation. So I think I'm going to talk to the oncologist again and maybe try and go in for at least an x-ray and just see how things are looking, so I know. When I started doing the physio, one of the things I was doing was a lot of deep breathing, trying to get my lungs working again, and ended up with a whole bunch of pain basically across all of my ribs where the path of the radiation passed through my body. So I figured that might have something to do with it, as well as just scarring from radiation treatment. So anyway, something definitely worth investigating. Let's see what else I've been doing. A lot of social distancing. I've been turning down just about anything that's in terms of a gig that isn't very relaxing and on the internet, because I don't want to get anywhere near people. I'm very scared of COVID, whether it's real or not, or what conspiracy you subscribe to. I have to take it as real because I'm a vulnerable person. And at this point in my journey, anything that got into my lungs like that would probably kill me. So yeah, not interested in that. And to tell you the truth, I don't mind being able to stay away from people. I've kind of enjoyed being a hermit over the last little while and appreciating the important things in life, like enjoying time with my lovely wife and just relaxing. If you follow my Instagram or my Facebook, you'll see that I do a lot of picture taking, which is sort of half relaxation and also half an excuse to get out, breathe fresh air, and do some stretching. Every time I bend down to look at a flower, I feel like I'm doing myself good because I'm rebuilding my muscle strength, which is pretty awesome. Oh, check this out. We're coming up here to the bench, which overlooks the harbor. Oh, it's beautiful out here. I hope you guys can see the colors of the town behind me. I'm going to turn around here and sort of show you in the background. Yes, I have the chain link fence in the background, but it's absolutely gorgeous out there right now. This is as nice as it's going to be. Within the month we could have snow for all of the winter, so I'm kind of looking forward to just enjoying the heck out of October. We have 2 full moons this month, so I'm hoping to do a full moon broadcast on the 1st and on the 31st for the blue moon, which I think is kind of neat. We've enjoyed doing live broadcasts. And this is one of my journals. I don't know if you can see, it's number 166. This is what I was writing in last year when I first went into the hospital. On the other side, you can see some of my admission bands and stuff like this, and some stickers from the fruit that I was eating at the time. Some of the nurses got a real kick out of that. And wouldn't you know it, on the first page is my notes from what I was doing last year on this day. And I thought it would be fun to read them. I don't know if I'm going to leave this in the video or not, but I thought I'd give it a shot just so you could see where I was. 7:50 a.m., September 30th, 2019. Up early for blood samples. Talked to Dr. Masters, who reassured me Hodgkin's is probably the best diagnosis given the case and the size of my tumor, given my case and the size of the tumor. Look, I can't even read my own writing. It turned out that I did have non-Hodgkin's in the end, but at this point they thought it was Hodgkin's and it was a good diagnosis. Dr. Masters was the thoracic surgeon who put the tube in my chest to drain out all the fluid. The sealant didn't do as well as he had hoped, but he turned off the suction, and we're going to see what kind of difference this makes. Apparently, taking chemo can dry things up, which in the end my lungs got completely dried out. Then my other note is from 5:55 p.m. I've been picked with a long-term IV. Now my new right arm companion for the next 6 months, which it was. Bone marrow extraction from right hip, not too bad. And that was really nice too, because I found out there wasn't cancer spread through my body because of the bone marrow. And it was just this morning after 9 a.m. I enjoyed meeting Nat and Nat, who was the team that put in the PICC line for me in the angio department. And then I saw Dr. Masters again. If the chemo doesn't help my leaky lung, he can put in a larger port and apply talcum powder as part of the sealing process, although chemo should help take care of this. And then I have some notes about there being a new man in one of the beds, and I guess one of his family members was there trying to set up the television for him, and she's having a hell of a time with it, which is cracking me up because at the time my internal technician wanted to do the job and go over and just fix the television for them, but I didn't. I took a break, and that's what I've been doing for the last year, and trying not to do stuff like that. And there was also, at this point, a lot of smokers in our room, so everything smelled like smoke, which is a heck of a thing when your lungs are sore. And even to this day, I find that I have a certain amount of like sensitivity in my lungs. I can also see that with the light, there's shadows on my eyes, so I'm like talking to you from underneath this mask. Tilt my head back. Look, you can see my eyes now. Look into my eyes. Ooh, there's the camera. I'm looking over here at the button. That's not where you're going to see my eyes. There's where you're going to see my eyes, right there in the recording. And basically that's it. My next journal entry is not until October 2nd, so it's not been quite a year. But there's where I was a year ago. I remember sitting in the angio department for a long time waiting for them to get me ready to put in the PICC line. It's funny that being a patient requires so much patience because there's so much hurry up and wait involved in this kind of healing. And I was just talking to my physiotherapist this morning, and he's like, when you've done damage like this, if it took a year to do the damage, like if it took a year to grow the tumor, if it took a year to treat the tumor, then I could be looking at 2 or 3 times that amount of time to actually rebuild, if I ever do rebuild my strength. And at this point, I like to say I'm as weak as a kitten, because I really am. Holding the phone up just for this little walk here says that I've been talking for about 9 minutes. My arm is really tired at this point. My muscles are starting to burn, so I'm probably going to not talk for much longer. I'm going to post this video on GoFundMe, and I'm going to do a little update. I wanted to take a moment again to say thank you for everybody who donated to my GoFundMe. It's been absolutely wonderful, the support that I've gotten from my community. I've gotten financial support, and some folks have even donated equipment. The camera that I've been using most recently to photograph pictures was a donation from somebody. It was their old piece of tech. Nobody wanted it, but I've been making great use of it. It's been a wonderful tool, and so I really can't thank folks enough for the support they've given me. And yeah, it's been touching to be supported by my community and my friends and everybody, and it helps keep me going. You wouldn't believe how much a comment on a post, sometimes somebody will send you a little private message, just a little bit of encouragement or something like that. It makes all the difference in the world for all the folks out there who actually take their time to offer a little encouragement. Thank you. It's so nice of you, so kind of you to take the time to help cheer me up. It can be very lonely sometimes when you're not getting responses to stuff you're putting up. So I appreciate every single share, every single like, everything. I'd say subscribe, but I don't really have a subscribe button. But thank you so much for being a patron, and thank you for following me. It means the world to me. And if you want to go ahead and do a little donation to GoFundMe before it expires, because I think it's been a little while since I've had a donation, that would not hurt my feelings. And I don't have much else to say. Live long and prosper, I suppose. And thank you very much to my lovely sweetheart here, Ashley, who has been so kind in letting me use her phone to record this video. So thank you, everybody. Bye.